Hey guys, this is Rick at Tasty Guitar. Today we're going to be breaking down one of the greatest tunes by Earth, Wind & Fire, Boogie Wonderland, the legend Al McKay on guitar on this one. The guitars on this tune are not very prominent in the mix, but I found isolated stems of the actual recorded guitar parts on the original track, so you can be sure that what you're going to be learning is legit. We're going to be learning 2 guitar parts for each main section of the song, but do make sure you come by TastyGuitar.com, get the tab for free by subscribing on the bottom of the homepage, because things do change from section to section slightly, and you want to make sure you have the tab. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you can get notified of when I have new videos coming out. And also check out the description below for information about membership at Tasty Guitar. Members get backing tracks, Soundslice, interactive tab, feedback on their playing, and so much more. Tune up and let's get started. One, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, 3, again. Alright, so let's break down the intro on guitar 1. We are starting on an A minor 7, moving to an A dominant chord, and then to the D minor. So this is right on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the next 3 measures, this guitar is going to rest, and then it's going to play that same part that we did in measure 1 again. We're then going to go to the D minor chord based on this shape, but just playing it without the root, so just the top 4 strings here. And we're alternating between hitting scratches on the down beats and then hitting the chord on the up beats. But this is all going to be in down strokes, and the chord is kind of cut off a little bit, so that would be like this. The next measure is pretty much doing that same thing, except you're going to subdivide that first beat into 16th note strums. Alright, then we're going to go to the G minor chord down here at the 3rd fret. Going to play kind of the middle voicings of that chord. Same rhythm. And then you're going to go back and play the same chords you did on the first measure, the A minor 7, A7, and then for some reason he doesn't go to the D minor on the and a beat 4 there. Okay, so here is the intro for guitar 1 in its entirety. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, 3, again. Alright, the intro for guitar part 2 is a little bit different. Some funky stuff going on here. Starting the same way as guitar part 1 on those A minor to A minor 7 chords. But then hitting a scratch at the end there on the and a beat 4. Alright, moving into the next measure, we are playing around this D minor shape again, but only playing the notes on the middle 3 strings, the note on the D, G, and B string. I'm going to alternate between that chord and a barred first finger at the 5th fret. Here's the figure really slow. The thing you want to pay attention to here is the staccato markings and the accent marking in the tab. So on the accents, I'm hitting those kind of really strong. In the next measure, it moves to a G minor chord, but pretty much keeps the same rhythmic figure, but now moving to this shape right here, which is a B flat and an F, and then alternating with the B flat with an E. So it's like this. Does a little slide down on beat 4 there. Next measure, our A minor 7, A7, scratch there at the end. Next 4 measures are almost identical. A couple little changes here. I'll play it real slow. That's that D minor chord there. Little change at the end. Down to the G minor. Slide. Couple scratches at the end. So here's the entire intro for Guitar Part 2.
Boogie Wonderland. Boogie Wonderland.
Alright, the chorus guitar part for Guitar 1 has pretty much the same chord changes, the D minor to the G minor to the A to the A7, except we're going to change our voicing slightly. We're going to play in the top 3 strings now, and we got a little bit more of that 16th note subdivision on the strums going on. Here's the first 2 measures. Next measure, going to go down to the G minor chord here, just playing the top 3 notes of the voicing, again alternating with dead notes on the downbeats and the chord on the upbeat. In the next measure, we're going to go back to our A minor 7 to the A dominant 7, but now we're going to play it as a 4-note voicing, A minor 7, barred all the way up to the high E string, and then our A7 just going from the flat third to the major third, so it would be. The second half of the chorus is pretty much exactly the same. There was just one subdivided strum in a different spot, but this is really open to interpretation because it doesn't really look like there's a pattern going on every time consistently. But here's what it was on the recording. So here's the entire chorus.
Boogie Wonderland. Boogie Wonderland.
Alright, the chorus on Guitar Part 2, very similar to the intro, but a couple things have changed slightly. Take a listen. So the ending there, hit the D minor chord a couple times. Onto the G minor part, starts the same. Then moving to this shape right here, so you move down to the G note with your third finger on the 5th fret on the D string. Then end it with the A chord. Couple hits there followed by a scratch. So here's the chorus part again. And that just repeats.
Midnight creeps so slowly into hearts of men who need more than they get. Daylight is a bad to the woman who had made too many bets. The mirror stares you in the face and says, baby, it don't work.
You say you're pressed up, you don't care.
You dance and shake her.
Alright, the verse for Guitar 1 is pretty much the same as the chorus, just a couple things change a little bit. Halfway through the first verse, instead of going these kind of cut off strums there, they're continuing to alternate with the scratches. That's one thing that changes. Another thing that's a very small change, not really noticeable in the original track, but you can hear it in the isolated guitar parts, is in the last measure of this verse. It goes to kind of some palm muted A7 chords in the last couple beats. So I'll run through verse 1 here.
Boogie Wonderland. Dance. Boogie Wonderland.
Alright, the verse on guitar part 2 is almost identical to the chorus, although in later parts of the song it goes to more of a galloping type feel. Let me play this really slowly for you.
Nothing in the world can be wrong. All the need to be loved can be wrong. All the records I'm playing in my heart keep saying Boogie Wonderland.
Alright, now leading into the bridge, there's usually like a C7 sus chord for 2 measures, but on the isolated guitar part, there was actually nothing there, but it is this voicing, like a C9 with an F in the bottom, there's your sus, resolving to a regular C9 there, so you could play that voicing. Alright, now let's walk it through the bridge here slowly, starting on the A minor chord, and again, I'm doing this with all downstrokes. D minor, G minor. Here's the measure of the C7, 3, 4, again. A minor, D minor, the G minor. Again, that measure of rest where the C7 is. A minor, D minor, G minor, C7. There's a C7 right there based on that bar chord shape. Up to an E minor 7, A major, D minor. And the next chord is a D minor over C. So really the guitar doesn't change, but you can play a D minor 7 if you want. Down to the G minor, A major. Here's that bridge a little bit quicker. Rest, 2, 3, 4. You can put that C7 sus there if you like. One little small detail you can add for feel are some nice little sliding things that I heard in the isolated guitar part 2. Something like this on the chorus. That was just a slide up on the top 2 strings on the 3rd beat on the 4th measure. Couple scratches, another scratch on beat 4. Slide down on the upstroke of the 2nd 16th. So that's